what's going on? Sean here with Rendered Reality. We're at Pax East 2020. We're here with E. You might recognize him from our Coffee VR show. We have had him on. He is here with IronLights. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the game for those that don't know about it and how it works?
Sure. So IronLights is a virtual reality dueling game. We're trying to solve some of the problems associated with VR melee combat so it doesn't just turn into kind of wiggling your sword at the other guy. So the weapons have simulated weight and momentum. If you have a big heavy sword, you can't just like use it infinitely fast. We make the melee happen in slow motion, which really accentuates those physics. So to have the best control of your weapon, you actually have to kind of move your body like you're in slow motion. And then we have a system that's sort of like one hit per swing. Every time your weapon hits something or gets blocked, it shatters, and you have to swing it back behind you in order to kind of reload it before you can use it again.
Yeah, and that is something you have to learn. I have played this game, and it's, you know, you really have to remember that you have to reset, and that definitely kind of evens out the back and forth kind of trading back. It's really a cool mechanic. I mean, this is something that, you know, really is pretty new into VR that has kind of solved, like you said, it's solved some of the issues that we've seen with kind of a sword play game. And this is a 1v1 multiplayer game, so you can kind of see some of them playing in the background. So go ahead.
And you're seeing the very first rendition of our attempted spectator client. Oh. So we actually, the game's fully cross-platform and cross-play, so we actually have a PC running off to the side that's connecting as kind of a third player, and it shows up as a camera in the game, giving us this nice third-person perspective of the match.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we've been watching people, you know, fighting all packs so far.
Right, yeah. So I've already talked to somebody else on your team a little bit, but how has the perception been of people coming out of this game? What do they have to say?
No, it's been very positive. There's been a few people who like sort of said, you know, I think somebody said like, this game speaks to my soul. Like, you know, this is what they were looking for in VR. I think a lot of people have always, like, they've been wanting to do a sword fighting game. And it's just actually really tricky to do because your hand, if you hit something, it's not going to bounce off the object in the game. It doesn't feel like a sword. And so we think we've got a solution that kind of captures the fantasy of sword fighting, even if we're compromising on sort of the realism of it.
Yeah, and I've heard that you guys have had some people coming back because they actually want more. They, you know, they're taking on friends, and you know, they want revenge on that friend that might have beat them.
No, yeah,
like that, which is really cool.
I think we've had at least a couple of people who come back a third time as well, and we had a couple of people who they put bets on their matches, which I thought was really fun. Like,
awesome.
Let's make this even more interesting.
Down money. That's awesome.
Well, they were saying whoever lost had to do 3 shots when they got back to the hotel.
Oh,
so I did not my suggestion, their thing, but I liked it.
That wasn't a requirement, so that's okay. But that is awesome. So what about people coming into VR for their first time? They never played VR.
Yeah,
have you
probably
got a perception of that?
Something like, you know, a little less than half the people coming through have never tried VR or only tried demos before. I think there, you know, there's obviously like a barrier just of learning the controls when you can't see them in your hands and things like that. But by and large, people haven't had too much trouble with it. There's definitely something, you know, sort of a learning curve in terms of like getting a feel for how the weapons move and things like that. But I've been surprised at how well a lot of people have picked it up. We've had some really good, really close matches so far.
That's awesome. So what is the planned release date, platforms, and all of that?
I haven't announced a specific release date yet.
Okay.
I just don't want to overpromise.
Right,
so,
that's hard, it's hard, yeah.
But it's close. We're looking at like in a month or two. For,
awesome.
And the launch platforms is going to be Steam VR, so, you know, Vive and Index, and then Oculus Rift and Oculus Quest.
Awesome. Another Quest game. We've seen quite a few of these here today, so they're definitely out there. So I mean, we really appreciate you taking the time. Obviously, we've had you on before, and it's been nice to meet you in person. Even we've only virtually met. The first time we met was inside of this game, where he tried to go a little easy on me and not kick my butt too bad, as well as teach me some ins and outs of how the game works. So it was really cool to learn from the master himself of how to play the game. That was really an honor. So.
I'm not the master anymore. Now that we've started the beta, we have a couple of people who are professional VR esports people, and they just have crushed me. So
there's always somebody out there that just blows your mind at how good they are at some of these games. It's crazy, but yeah, we really appreciate it. It was good to meet you in person. That is really awesome. So,
thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah, make sure you check out IronLights, and it sounds like it's coming real soon. So really cool. So good luck with the rest of Pax East. Good luck with the launch of your game, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again. So, all right, everybody, we will catch you in the next one. Later.